Hello, folks. James Kemper, W. Community Associates, and summer's over, fall's upon us. It's time to start thinking about that job search. Now, let's just say that you have landed that interview that you've been looking for. Company's been top on your list. You've gone in, you've had that interview. What next? We've got about five little things we're going to go over, but the first thing you want to do is you want to focus. You keep your eyes on the prize. Now, whether you felt it went well or not, the process of landing the job or even getting that second interview is not finished yet. Too often people overlook the follow-up on the job search, and that is a huge mistake. I mean, after the interview ends, it's also important to find out how they want to handle the follow-up. I mean, are they going to expect an email, want you to call back in a couple of days, or are they going to get back to you at their earliest convenience? But the biggest thing is to understand next steps. And the first thing you want to do, you want to walk away. Too often people want to linger, want to hang out a little bit more, maybe even try to go right into that follow-up. But really at this point, you just need to thank them for their time and walk away. You need to get out, a little drive, let the adrenaline die down a little bit, go get a coffee, and just think about how things went. Because that leads you into the point number two. Point number two is you're going to need to assess how you really feel that you did. What did you do well? What did you do? What you felt you could have done better at? Were there any questions that stumped you, or that you felt you could have answered better? Anything that might have caught you off guard? And just a couple of questions that you really want to be honest about in this assess for any type of follow-up. Biggest point on that is that if you're lucky enough to go in for that second interview or further conversations, you can address that casually, but you can bring those points up. So know what you've done wrong. Wrong may be the incorrect word, but what you could do better at. And that will help you out in the further point. After that, you want to get hold of your references. It's always a good idea to do that, when your information is being submitted so they're not caught off guard. But you want to follow up with them, make sure they have a copy of your resume, know the job that you're talking about. Even if there are multiple ones, you do want to do the follow-up. Say, just had an interview with XYZ company, you might be getting a call from the hiring managers. Just to get a heads up so they're prepared for it. So that's one thing you want to make sure you do. That's point number three. The thing is, don't forget to say thank you. I know a lot of times as well, you're in the interview and you don't want to seem too pushy, you don't want to seem too forward, but try to get their contact information. Or maybe you've done your own background search and you've found them on LinkedIn or from some other sources. But the first thing you also want to make sure that you've done, after you've settled down, after you've assessed your performance, and even followed up with your references, is send them a thank you note. That can be something as simple as an email, or it can actually be a physical card. But make sure that you send something to them, thanking them for their time, and for the opportunity on interviewing for the company and for this particular role. You want to keep yourself front in mind, and that just little added gesture certainly does go a long way. Now, the fifth part is something that you want to ensure that you have put into place on your thank you note. And if the interview went well, if how that they have explained the job and the role and the company is really something that has grabbed your interest and something you really want to do not be afraid to ask for the job. Not too often, sometimes people think this is being too forward. But it can be something as subtle as when you say thank you. Say thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to being your next sales manager, process engineer, whatever the role is. But throw that in there, because believe it or not, they're on the other side, and they've also done their best to present the company and the opportunity in the best light. They want to know that if it registered, if this is something that you've sold, that they've sold them on as well, that you're interested in. So remove the doubt. Let them know from the get-go that, I like it. I'm looking forward to being your next guy, doing the job for you. So put that out there. And that gives some final thoughts. Job searches can be exciting and a little more frustrating. We hear all the horror stories and follow-up and things like that. But if you take some time to prepare on the front end and then also on the back end, for the interview and for the after process, things like this will help you stand out a little bit more. People want to work with folks that are engaging and seem prepared. So if you take some of these steps, implement them in your process, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to get the first job out there, but you are going to make one of those positive impacts they will remember and will help you hone and get better as the process goes forward. Thank you very much, and keep an eye out. We've got more videos coming the way. Thank you.